All right, so an example of a composite object, total surface area of a composite object. You can see we have our composite object over here. We have a rectangle on top of a rectangle. And what I've done is I've labeled them as parts. So this rectangle I've called part number 1, and this rectangle I've labeled as part number 2. And that way I can do my surface area over here for part number 1, total surface area. I can do my surface area here for part number 2, total surface area, and just kind of reuse the stuff that we did with the basic, the grade 8 material. Surface area of one rectangle, surface area of one rectangle, which is stuff that we've already done. From there I can add up the total surface area, subtract the overlap, which we'll talk about, and come up with the total surface area of this composite object. You can see I've listed here all the things we have to collect for each rectangle, the front and back, the two sides, the top and the bottom. And it's probably better to label it, so I might just call this the top, which is the same as the bottom, or the front, which is the same as the back. I might call this the top, which is the same as the bottom, and I might call this the side, which is the same as the other side. Then I can start collecting my data. The front is 3 feet long by 1 foot wide, so it is 3 by 1, and there's 2 of them, the front and back, and that'll give us a total surface area of 6. The sides are 3 feet long by 1 foot wide, and we multiply it by 2 because there's 2 of them, which also gives me a total surface area of 6 for the sides. The top and bottom are 1 foot by 1 foot. So here's the 1 foot here. You can see it's 1 foot depth here. It's all labeled 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. So it's 1 by 1, and there's 2 of them, and that'll give us a total surface area of 2. Now when we add all these up for the rectangle number 1, 6 plus 6 plus 2 equals a total of 14 feet squared for that first rectangle. We do the same on the second rectangle. We can label it. We'll call this the front, we'll call that the top, and we will call this the sides. And then we can start collecting our data. The front is a 7 by 2, and there's 2 of them, 1 for the front, 1 for the back, which gives us a total of 28. The sides are 1 foot by 2 foot, and there are 2 of them. So we'll multiply that by 2 and get 4. The top is 7 feet by 1 foot. And the top and bottom is 2 of those, so times 2 is 14. And we add all that up, we get a grand total of 28 plus 4 is 32, 42, 46. 46 feet squared. Now we have the total surface area of the second rectangle. When we add these together, right here, we'll get the total surface area of rectangle number 1 and rectangle number 2 added together, which 46 plus 14 gives us 60 feet squared. But this isn't the total surface area of these two objects, because you can't touch the bottom of number 1 and you can't touch the spot on the top of number 2 that is taking that up. So we have to calculate the overlap. This right here, this area right here is an overlap, and it is a 1 foot by 1 foot, and there's 2 of them, the bottom of rectangle 1 and the top space of rectangle 2 that we can no longer touch. So that gives us a total overlap of 2. If we subtract the overlap of 2, we get 58 feet squared for our total surface area of this composite object. The best advice I can give is to break this down into sections. So break it down into 1 rectangle, 2 rectangles, do the math on it, add it all together, then figure out what the overlap is and subtract it from your grand total in order to accommodate for total surface area of this composite object.